Hey guys, so I've been watching Pixie's videos and I'm really deeply moved by a couple of the recent topics, and I thought that I would make some videos because I don't think that writing does justice to this topic, or either of the two that I was very moved by. The first question the first subject she discussed was people expressing anger about your eating disorder and the health problems and not being able to cope and deal with that. And this is a really personal struggle of my own. I have a lot of medical issues, not just with food, and neither of my parents have coped well at all. My father and I don't even speak now because he has been unable to accept, and even said he refuses to accept what I'm dealing with. He doesn't believe it. He thinks that, I must be somehow making this happen. I mean, really disgusting accusations. And I remember the night before I had surgery to diagnose what was going on with my heart. He looked at my car. I was in the room, and we had a meeting with my cardiologist, and he asked him, is there any way she could have done this to herself? That was the beginning of the end of our relationship, honestly. I've talked to a couple therapists about it, and the assessment is that he can't cope, so he blames, and then because he assigns fault, then he's able to not have to feel, I don't know, obligated to care, maybe? I don't know. All I know is there is nothing more horrifying for a child, for a young woman who had a very promising future, who is used to, being a parent pleaser, used to, doing well in school, and giving my father bragging rights. He was very proud of me in school and whatever. But when I got sick, that all changed. And I remember when I took my first medical leave, I called him in tears because I did not want to leave school, I was this really angry, messed up child, and I finally discovered I was good at something in high school. I figured out, wow, I can actually do well at something, and that was school. And from that point forward, I was very driven, and this carried over into university, and I was very close to attaining my goals, and I just got too sick. And Yeah, I pretty much had to be gang convinced by my medical team to take the first medical leave, and I just didn't want to go. And when I realized that I really needed to, that I was in fact too ill to keep going the way I was, I called my dad in tears and explained to him, I'm gonna start this again. Well, sorry about the phone. That is really annoying. I'm not gonna answer it. Sorry, you guys. Hold on. Marketing. I don't even know. I can't figure. Whatever. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I called my dad in tears. I was like, they're saying I have to come home. And his response to that was, well, I don't have the time to take care of you. I can't take care of you. You're gonna have to go stay with your grandmother or something. And I was just devastated. I had not expected such potent rejection, and I was in no way prepared for it. It was devastating, and I did not understand where his anger was coming from. My father despises emotion. He always has. And any display of emotion evokes anger from him, and harsh judgment and dismissal. And before I got sick, I really didn't know the full extent of it. You know, I had a rough growing up. I was an angry, rebellious child, and at that time I felt, okay, any upsets that occurred, I understand why they happened. But having grown up and, you know, ascended from that place to be regarded with those same emotions was just devastating. And it just got worse from there. Judgment, suspicion, disbelief, dismissal, a lot of manipulation, a lot of attempts to control. The issue that finally drove us apart was that he felt, why don't you want help? You must not want to get better because you won't accept the help that your family is offering you. And what he's talking about is, I have an uncle who's a doctor, and, you know, family connections, and they're out in California in a prestigious medical center, and we could get you the best doctors and the best care, and why won't you come out here and let us be a part of your treatment? And I wasn't comfortable. I had a medical team. I felt confident in those doctors, and I did not want to move across the country and start at square one, and I still don't. I wasn't comfortable. And so I was dismissed as I must be, you know, somehow convincing these doctors that stuff is wrong that isn't, or just bizarre blaming reactions, you know. And it's still an issue to this day. You know, my father and I haven't spoken in several years. And the last time I saw him, it was a total disaster, and my husband and I ended up leaving early. What was so heartbreaking about that is, you know, several months previous, my father had come out to visit us, just us two, for a reconciliation visit, and I really felt like we were laying a foundation to a new relationship, and it was like that never even happened. So, back to the point. I think people who get angry at us feel, like you talked about, Pixie, like helpless, hopeless, angry, frustrated to see what's happening and not have any ability to deal with it. But you're right, the anger isn't constructive, it just hurts us. And unfortunately for me, it's with my mother too. Right now we share a home with my mom, and it's not a good thing. She was verbally and physically abusive throughout my childhood, and the verbal abuse has continued. And you know, I remember telling myself it'll be better now, I'm grown up and I'm married and it'll be different. That cycle never goes away, like, and I just keep wanting it to. Like, I want to love it better. I want my mom and dad to love me and accept me. You know, I'm 35 years old and I'm still just so much wanting for it to be better. And you know what? It's just not going to be, because these people are not willing enough to do the personal work that needs to be done to heal and progress and whatever. But yeah, my mom, especially as far as the anger, she can't cope. She can't. And, you know, it's very difficult to see what's happening to you and not being able to do anything about it. And unfortunately, she takes all of her anger and frustration out on me. And it makes me sicker, straight up. It makes me sicker. That energy is so toxic and oppressive and not good. Like, she's away right now and I'm doing so much better, you know? At this point, when we are financially able to be in a place of our own, that's what's going to have to happen. And finally, at 35 years of age, I get it. Like, I accept that some people don't want to change, and they're not going to. It's heartbreaking, especially when you're ailing and you need your loved ones more than ever. Both of my parents have kind of taken a get out of it because we can't deal free card. Like, I'm lucky I have my husband, I'm lucky I have my website community, I don't know, and my pets. They're very beautiful blessings that help me a lot. But yeah, facing all that anger, it's horrible, and I think it makes us even worse, especially with eating disorders, you know. This is a coping mechanism, even if it's an aberrant one, it gets us through. So it's just ironic that people who are expressing upset at what we're doing reinforce what we're doing inadvertently, and it's really unfortunate. So yeah, Pixie, like, I'm totally dealing with that too, and you know, thank God we have each other. Like, we have support of kindred spirits who know what that's like. And I think a lot of us deal with it a lot more than we might realize. And I'm really glad that you broached this subject. I carry you in my heart and my prayers every day. And I hope you're well, sweetheart, and everybody who's watching, I hope you're well. Just know that you're not alone and that we do have each other. So that's it for this video. I'm gonna make another one in a little bit. So be well, everybody. See you soon. Bye.